welcome back. It is the Vegas Take, Sharp and Shapiro. So glad you could join us on a Wednesday, hump day, baby. Coming up here in hour number 3, we're going to have the organization Veterans in Politics come in studio. Steve Sanson and Robert Madoff. We're going to talk about the fact that there are people not standing up during the national anthem, like Jay-Z and Beyonce, before the Super Bowl. I find it to be disgusting. So we're going to get their thoughts on this. And what does that mean to veterans when you got these people, these powerful people that are not standing during the national anthem? Listen, I never took Colin Kaepernick's side, ever. I never took his side for a number of different reasons. We'll get into that coming up in hour number 3. And then there's a controversy brewing. Remember we used to have this guy in studio. His name was Stretch Sanders, the minister, and he got all these people to show up on Fremont Street to protest this new homeless ordinance. Well, now word coming from Mayor Carolyn Goodman that they were paid protesters there. We'll get to that coming up in hour number 3. Also talk about the Iowa caucuses and Pete Buttigieg, and looks like he had a great showing in Iowa. So we will get to that coming up in hour number 3. And by the way, I want to brag for a second here. I have these amazing new shades I just bought yesterday, and they're prescription shades. You can check out how luxurious they are. I'm feeling very diva-ish today. So anyway, you can check us out on the YouTube page, the Vegas Take YouTube page. We're broadcasting live every day on there. Check out our website. I never get a chance to plug it as much as I said. It's an awesome website. In fact, I'm going to say it's even maybe better than the Rush Limbaugh website. That's right. TheVegasTake.com. Check it out. We're all over social media, on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all over the place.
Everywhere.
Yes. So
and, you mentioned the Rush Limbaugh website. Our website's actually a little different. I've got about 9 writers that work for us, and you can actually click on one of the articles or one of the pictures, and you'll get the YouTube video if you want to watch that. Or in some cases, I'll have a writer write about 600 to 1,000 words summarizing what we talked about. If you don't have 30 minutes to watch the video, you can just read the article and get some of the main points from the segment.
So check it out. We're all over the place, and I promise you, unlike Rush Limbaugh, we will not say things that are racist or we will not say things that are homophobic. We will not discriminate women based on looks. We will not call women sluts on this show. I will not even call Laura Ingraham that. So that's just a testament to what we do here on the show. I've called her a racist, evil witch, but I will not use the S word to describe her.
You probably call her a racist, evil witch, I would say at least 5 times a week.
Oh, because she is. Speaking of racist...
At this point, it's hard to argue the first part of that statement.
Well, speaking of evil, racist people, we've talked a lot about... And everyone has, except for maybe Laura Ingraham and Tucker Carlson and some racists out there. A lot of people are touching upon Kobe Bryant, even though I do find it very interesting still that Donald Trump did not say anything publicly, only on social media the day it happened. Nothing in his speech yesterday about Kobe Bryant and the loss of 8 others in that horrific helicopter crash. Well, we've mentioned it a few times on this show. People in the school system, some teachers have spoken out calling Kobe Bryant a rapist, which, by the way, is factually inaccurate. People have said some horrific things. I don't think anything beats this local school principal. I shouldn't say local, thank God. Camas High School in Camas, Washington. Never been there before. Her name is Liza Sikora. It's in Washington, and she's embroiled in a big controversy on Facebook. She put up a Facebook post in regards to Kobe Bryant's death. Here's what she said. You're absolutely not going to believe it. It's just awful. Quote, and again, this is a principal at a high school. Quote, not going to lie, seems to me that karma caught up with a rapist today. I don't even know where to begin here, but I will try. Maybe Donald Trump will give this principal an award of freedom. Maybe next year. I don't know. This woman is utterly disgusting. Okay, utterly disgusting. And I don't even know how to respond to this. And I'm almost at a loss for words. But this woman is now apologizing. And she publicly apologized, I believe, because she was probably forced to. I want to take a quick break, and then we'll take your calls on this. What do you think about this? What do you think should happen to this woman? 702. I actually forgot the number. What's the number? 702-257-5396. I'm clumped. 257-5396.
Are you joking?
Yeah, we're going to take a quick break.
You actually forgot the number?
Take a quick break. We'll be back right after this. You're listening to The Vegas Take. All right, welcome back. It is the Vegas Take, Sharp and Shapiro. Remember that band back in the day, JD? They're called Cracker. Cracker. Would it be racist if I said that would be a way to describe Donald Trump's administration? Would that be racist? Be honest, yes or no?
Yes.
Is that a race? I would never.
I would say so.
I would never say that. You know, it was just a question. I'm just posing it. Would it be racist
I
if
think
I said
that would be racist?
Yeah,
I would consider that racist.
You understand? I'm posing the question.
Right.
I'm not. I would never say
it's
listen,
a hypothetical.
It's a hypothetical. I would never say that Trump's administration were a bunch of crackers. That would be completely inappropriate. I would never make a statement like that.
It's okay that you do it hypothetically instead of just overtly, whereas Rush Limbaugh would do it overtly.
Exactly.
So since you do it hypothetically, then it's okay if you do it.
There's a fine line there, my friend.
I love irony and I love hypocrisy even more. And you know what I love even more than both of those is double standards.
How many?
And when I can get all three of them in about 15 seconds, like you just did, that makes me so happy inside.
So let me ask you a question, since we're talking about Kobe Bryant, and we're going to take your phone calls here in a minute. Are you comfortable with somebody like Laura Ingraham? Thoughts and prayers and going crazy over Rush Limbaugh announcing that he has cancer, but yet doesn't even mention Kobe Bryant once. Not once on her show. Are you okay with that? Because there are a lot of people on the right that are feeling like they just lost a loved one, but yet they're not talking about Kobe Bryant. And then we have this principal, this high school principal in Washington, who says, quote, "Not going to lie, seems to me that karma caught up with a rapist today. This woman is disgusting. Her name is Liza Sakura. I hope they fire her dumbass, her racist dumbass. Number one, Kobe Bryant is not a rapist. And number two, karma? What are you talking about? Did you forget, you dummy, that there were also, forget about Kobe, there were 8 other people in that helicopter, including his 13-year-old daughter, you dumb B-word. Can I even say that on the air? What a horrific human being this woman is, and I hope she's fired. I hope she's fired. I hope she loses her job. A public apology is not good enough.
Yeah, you can't call it karmic when there were 9 total people that lost their lives. It wasn't just Kobe Bryant. And even if it was just Kobe Bryant, he was never convicted of being a rapist.
The charges were dropped.
Exactly. There was obviously a settlement that did take place, and the circumstances, I mean, it's real. I mean, it's factual, but assuming that is why he and his daughter and all those people died in that helicopter crash, to me, I have no problem with her being fired under those circumstances.
This isn't some troll on social media. This is a principal of a high school who said, not going to lie, seems to me that karma caught up with a rapist today. This woman should be fired, should not be allowed to work in the school system for at least a year, put her on a probation or something. What an awful human being. What are your thoughts on that? If a principal of a school or a teacher calls Kobe Bryant a rapist and says he got karma, he got what he deserved, should that person even have a job in the school system? I say no. And what are your thoughts on some of these right-wing talk show hosts that don't even mention Kobe Bryant, but they'll do hours talking about Rush Limbaugh announcing he has cancer? What do you think about that? There's one word that I'll describe that: racist. 702-257-5396 is the number to call. Let's go to Malik. Malik, you're first up on the Vegas Take. What's going on?
Hey, what's up, Malik?
Yeah, fellas. Hey, everything's good, man. I just definitely agree with you that this teacher is the most insensitive B word that I just can't imagine her being a principal and saying anything like that. Any human being to say something like that about Kobe and these other 8 people, she needs to never be teaching, working in the public, period.
I agree.
Stay home.
Well, especially her being a principal, not a substitute teacher. The principal,
exactly.
that's a very, very esteemed position. It takes a long time. It's a well-paying job. There's certainly a standard that needs to be held up to under those circumstances.
I don't understand it. Let me ask you this, Malik, because it's not just this woman. There are others that we played, sadly, in the past week and a half that have done the same thing. What do you think of the President of the United States giving Rush Limbaugh the Medal of Freedom, doesn't even mention the Kobe Bryant crash? What do you think about that?
Okay, he is basically. I call him the clown in chief, because you got a 100-year-old Tuskegee Airman veteran sitting in the same row as this. Rush is I don't have any. I can't even. I got words I don't want to say. But you give this guy a Medal of Freedom for a guy who, for 8 years, said Barack Obama was not even born here. He called the female from this one college said he called her a slut.
Yes, he did. Yep.
He's feminazis. He's this and that. He's got all these work, and then you're going to give him the medal. And on Rosa Parks' birthday, he gives him the medal.
It's disgusting.
He equated her with Rosa Parks.
You know what? I'll be honest with you, Malik. And by the way, I appreciate the phone call. Donald Trump probably didn't even know who Rosa Parks is. 702
Good call, Malik.
702-257-5396. Let's go to Don. Don, you're next up on the Vegas Take. What's going on?
Hey, Don.
Hey guys. Hey, for one, I want to let you guys know it's kind of cool. We get to call in and give our opinions, and I want to let you know I appreciate that. I wanted to.
You bet.
As far as the principal. As far as her being fired, I think she's going to get big-time blowback. I don't like my job being taken if I made a mistake. Obviously, this is a huge mistake. Laura Ingraham, she may not like Kobe, and that's her prerogative. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
No, the problem with Laura Ingraham is that she called out Nipsey Hussle. She called out LeBron James, shut up and dribble. But then when Kobe Bryant, when something happens to Kobe, she doesn't talk about it on the other side. It just proves that she definitely has favoritism to one race.
Yeah. So, Don, here's the thing. Here's the thing, Don. Let me be very clear. If you listen to this show, you know how much I hate Donald Trump. I despise the man. But let me tell you something. If Donald Trump, or let's say Mitch McConnell, or even Rush Limbaugh, for that matter. I can't stand Rush Limbaugh. But if he passed away today or tomorrow, not only would I mention it, I would say thoughts and prayers to his family. I would say thoughts and prayers, at least mention it and give thoughts and prayers. Laura Ingraham didn't even do that because she's an evil, racist witch, in my opinion.
Well, and I got you, but the thing is, I believe I'm a big Kobe fan, Laker fan. The thing is if he would have bounced on Kobe, he would have got ripped for it because it's not his passion. You know what I mean? Like Rush Limbaugh, to be honest with you, I listen to you guys because a lot of times Rush isn't on. And I appreciate what you guys do and your take, JD. I appreciate you sticking up for, if you want to call it the right. I mean, basically there's a lot of different opinions. Rush Limbaugh, a lot of times, hey, he says, man, this is satire. And when he makes fun of somebody, I appreciate what you were saying earlier when you opened up. But if we listen to Saturday Night Live, man, when we watch that, we're expecting people to be made fun of. And I understand timing is
Don,
everything.
I think it's Don. Listen, I think it's okay to make fun of somebody on certain circumstances, but when you go, but hold on, when you go after Michael J. Fox because he has a disease,
it was inappropriate.
Right? If you go after the NBA and the NFL and say it's like the Bloods and the Crips, when you say racist things, like let me give you an example, right? Well, if you go after, an actor or an actress, you make fun of their voice because they have an annoying voice, or something that's a little petty like that. There's levels you don't cross. You don't go after someone because they have a disease, and you don't go after someone because of the color of their skin.
Or it would be like us going after Pete Buttigieg because he's a homosexual.
Right. The same thing. Right.
Well, let me throw something in because I know you guys got to get to other callers. Like, when you opened up today, when we were talking about the guns, we micromanage. When you say the gun owners are allowing or making it so people can go out and mass shoot people, I understand your point, but other people who just tune in, they may not understand that.
Well, and let me just repeat with Don what I was trying to say. Donald Trump, and by the way, I appreciate the call, Dan. Thank you. You're always welcome to call back. The point I was trying to make was Donald Trump last night in his speech said if in sanctuary cities, if an illegal immigrant kills somebody, you should be allowed to sue the city. And I said, if you're going to go by that precedence, then, the gun manufacturers that sold Paddock the gun that killed 59 people on October 1, I guess those victims should be able to sue the gun manufacturers. It's the exact same thing. The gun manufacturers didn't break the law. Those who make the laws in those sanctuary cities and they didn't break the law either. So there has to be a standard met on both categories, not what just suits the right. That's what I said, and I think you agree and you understand where I'm coming from. We're talking about these horrible comments that this principal made about Kobe Bryant in Washington. She says, not going to lie, seems to me that karma caught up with a rapist today. Well, she made a public apology. Guess what? That's not good enough. She should be fired. Your thoughts on that? 702-257 888-978-5396. Let's go to Carrie. Carrie has been waiting patiently on hold. You're next up on the Vegas Take. What's up, Carrie?
Hey, what's up, Carrie?
Hello. I'm glad that I got a chance to talk to you. I don't know Kobe Bryant. I knew he was a basketball player.
We can't hear you very well.
Can you, if you're on Bluetooth, can you go off of Bluetooth so we can hear you better?
There we go.
Okay, hold on a second.
Thank you. I'm hearing a little bit of an echo too. So
A wild echo and a lot of wind.
Carrie, are you there?
Yeah, does that help at all?
That's a little
Yeah, a
better.
little bit, yeah.
Go ahead, Carrie.
My sons know who Kobe Bryant was. However, I just knew he was a basketball player. After I learned of his death, I started listening to a lot of different people talk about all the amazing things that he had done. I saw pictures of him and his daughter and how much love he had for his family. I also heard that when this happened with this young woman who accused him of rape, Kobe said, well, I thought it was consensual, and that young woman said that it was consensual until she said stop. And he said he was really sorry that he misunderstood what she was saying. He took ownership of his actions.
Right.
And
right.
so I look up to a person who will actually do that, because we've all been in those moments, you know?
No,
And
listen,
maybe-
Carrie, you're right. And by the way, I appreciate the phone call. You're right. Listen, the bottom line here is this. And she said it. Carrie made a very, very good point there, and she's absolutely right. Kobe Bryant did not commit rape, but immediately he admitted that he had cheated on his wife, and I believe him to be very forthcoming and honest. And Kobe Bryant, factually, you can think whatever you want if you're an ignoramus. If you're a dummy and you want to call Kobe Bryant a rapist, you're an idiot. You're a moron. But the bottom line here is that Kobe Bryant is not a rapist. And besides the fact of what took place 17 years ago, you look at all the good things that Kobe Bryant has done in his life. And I'm not talking about why Donald Trump gave Rush Limbaugh the Medal of Freedom because he donated some money to charity. I'm talking about more than that. Look at all the lives that Kobe Bryant touched. And I know personal stories of him reaching out to others and helping and teaching, the philosopher that was Kobe Bryant. They will never be put in the same sentence. Never. And I'm not even talking about Kobe Bryant, the basketball player. I'm talking about Kobe Bryant, the person. Okay, you really want to get to all those things that Rush Limbaugh said over the course of his career, the racist, misogynistic, homophobic things that he said and has said on a regular basis? You want to give this guy an award? Are you kidding me? And the fact that Donald Trump couldn't even mention Kobe Bryant last night is disgusting.
And it's not disgusting, Brian.
It's
not
completely disgusting.
Why would he mention Kobe Bryant at a State of the Union? He made a tweet about it. He addressed it.
So you think that's enough
on social media? I think that's certainly enough.
So you're
Brian.
comfortable with
because
that?
if he did mention Kobe Bryant, then you could make the argument that he was just trying to be involved with, get himself associated with what's relevant and what's popular.
No,
right now.
it would have been the right thing to do. George W. Bush would have done it. Barack Obama certainly would have done it.
I could see the left saying that it was very, very shameless for
Well,
Donald.
I don't care. Guess what? I don't care what the left
Trump
says.
to start talking about Kobe Bryant.
I don't care what the left
because
says.
Donald Trump and Kobe Bryant, they didn't have a personal relationship.
I understand.
Donald Trump and Rush Limbaugh do have a personal relationship.
listen.
Donald Trump knew Rush Limbaugh very, very well. He golfed with him consistently in West Palm Beach, where Rush Limbaugh lived.
Don't care
still
about how
lives,
many
and
times
does
they
the
play
show.
golf.
I'm just saying.
That's not the reason to give somebody an award.
Mentioning Kobe Bryant during the State of the Union, I think is I have no problem with Donald Trump not doing that.
Okay, well,
because,
I
again,
do.
He mentioned him on Twitter the day after that happened.
Okay, first of all, you're not talking to the left, you're talking to me, and I'm telling you right now, if he mentioned Kobe Bryant, I would have said that was the right thing to do. And by the way, Donald Trump doesn't write his speeches. It's the idiots in his administration that write the speeches for him. He just reads a teleprompter.
Now they're idiots because they didn't mention Kobe Bryant.
Yes, I think it's disgusting.
That was actually a very, very good speech last night. Donald Trump really impressed me.
Yeah, he was very impressive.
Was he not impressive?
He read a teleprompter. I'm not going to call somebody impressive.
I'm just saying
reads a teleprompter with a speech that he didn't write.
And I'm not going to call
third grader.
I'm not going to call his writers idiots for not mentioning Kobe Bryant.
I am 257,
which is totally over the top ridiculous. That is borderline disgusting.
No, it's not.
Opinion.
No, it's not. Kobe Bryant is a hero. He's touched not hundreds. Hold on, let me finish. Not hundreds, not thousands, millions of lives in this country, based on his hard work, his ethic, and how many people he reached out to help. And the fact that you are saying that you're okay with the president of the United States on a story that touched the world not even mentioning. He didn't even have to mention Kobe Bryant's name. He should have, but he could have mentioned the 9 people that lost their lives in California in that terrible helicopter crash. For you to say it's disgusting for me to say that I expect the president to say that is ridiculous.
I'm saying that you calling his writers idiots for not adding that into his speech
I think they are.
is disgusting. I said borderline disgusting, so don't switch up my words,
borderline
Brian.
disgusting. It was disgusting that the president didn't mention Kobe's name. Let's go back to the calls. 702-257-5396. Let's go to Paul. Paul, you're next up on the Vegas Take. What's going on?
Hey, what's up, Paul?
Hey, Brian. The first one I want to say is this will probably, I think you'll agree with me, is the award that Rush Limbaugh was given. No entertainer should get it.
Agree.
Or should ever have gotten it outside of Bob Hope.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Everything Bob Hope did was not for money.
Mm-hmm.
Now, my other thing is this foolish teacher or principal, whatever.
Correct. Yep.
Who had what she had to say about Kobe. I think it's, in my opinion, it's very irresponsible to accuse anybody of racism. You accusing her of racism is almost as bad as her accusing Kobe of being a racist. If she had called him a black rapist, then you would be 100% right. But at the same time, maybe this woman was a person.
So can I ask you a question then? Let me ask you, based on what you just said, I don't know what's in this woman's heart. I'll be the first one to admit that. Hold on. Okay, but I agree, Paul, but let me ask you a question then. Donald Trump has been accused of being a rapist. I have never called him a rapist on this show. So please explain to me why this principal never went on social media and called Donald Trump a racist, but decides to go on social media and calls Kobe Bryant a rapist. What is the reasoning for that?
There is no reasoning. What I'm saying is you're right about that, but all I'm saying is, had she called him a black rapist, then absolutely she is a racist, no doubt.
I don't think you have to say the N-word in order to be labeled a rapist or
I didn't
racist.
say N-word.
Okay, I'm just saying in general.
The point I'm making is,
yeah,
maybe she was raped herself and was biased against people who have been accused of it, which doesn't make it right. But if she had mentioned race and called him a rapist, then I would say you're 100% right. But at this point, I think you should call her a moron, an idiot, a fool.
She might not be. She might
competent.
She might not be. She might
not a racist.
Okay, Paul, I get your point. She might not be a racist. It's my opinion. It's my opinion that she might be a rapist. Or racist. I'm sorry, but I'm going to tell you right now. I think Laura Ingram's a racist. I absolutely think she is.
We're not talking about Laura Ingram. We're talking about this principal whose job you're calling for.
You might be right, but whether she's a racist or not, Paul, I will say this. I believe her job should be called. I hope that makes sense. And you're absolutely right. I don't know what's in this woman's heart per se. I just think it's a fair question to say she never called Donald Trump. If you're one of those people that's calling Kobe Bryant a rapist, but you never called Donald Trump a rapist, by the way, I've never said that on the air because I don't know if it's true or not. He's never been charged or convicted of rape. We'll take a quick break. We'll be back right after this. We'll continue this conversation on the other side. 257-5396, the number to call. Get to your calls when we come back. You're listening to The Vegas Take.